Well, for the first time in almost a calendar month, the Falmouth Commodores are back here at McKeon Park as they take on the Western Division rival Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Carter Bainbridge, along with today's play-by-play commentator Trey Redfield and today's color commentator Logan Soforenko, welcome to Opening the Door. Trey, we saw a pretty frustrating game last night for the Dores, their third consecutive loss and the third straight at Gov Fuller Field.
Yeah, that last time I checked, that's not too pretty, right? Also, the largest deficit since opening night, if I can remember correctly. It was a 7-2 loss against the Brewster Whitecaps, a 3-spot put up in the first, and it was really downhill after that. We saw a 4-spot put up by Brewster in the 6th, but not much going on Falmouth's end in a 7-2 loss. Just a 2-run home run off the bat of Drew Brutcher, and that's not really going to get you places. I was talking to Josh Roberge earlier today, and he told me 2 runs isn't going to win you anything in this league, and he's certainly right. The Commodores got to bump it up a little bit today at McKeon Park.
Against a hot Hyannis Harbor Hawks team as well, one that comes in currently in second place in the Western Division. The Hawks have been trying for some time now to snag first place from the Cotuit Cavaliers. Meanwhile, Falmouth enters the day in 5th place, still trying to catch up to the Wareham Gatemen. Logan, the Dores have another chance today to score a win against a team from the West. They've blown a couple chances so far this week, but each and every game takes on a little bit more importance.
Yeah, we talked about it at the beginning of the work week that 5 of these 6 games were going to be against the Western Division. And he talked about Hyannis trying to get first place above Cotuit, so they know the stakes are high. They were able to keep up last night because Cotuit narrowly escaped with a victory over the Wareham Gatemen, so Hyannis enters today trailing by just 1 point in the Western Division. But as far as the Falmouth Commodores, they currently sit at 5th place, trailing the Wareham Gatemen by 4 points. And we are at the point of the season where we are going to have to look at points. We are going to have to say a win is a win and a loss is a loss. Doesn't matter how many runs are on that board. All that matters is if the Dores come away with a victorious effort.
Well, the Dores have come up short in a lot of close games against Western Division teams this year. But to try to reverse that trend, they send a pitcher to the mound, Trey, who has yet to allow an earned run this year, left-hander Drew Summers.
Yeah, he took the words right out of my mouth, but I will say this. He's the right guy on the mound for the Commodores. It's all about Drew Summers with his slider. If he uses his slider to his advantage to where pitchers are whiffing at it, sorting at pitches inside, then the Commodores are going to roll with that all day. You know, there were times in Orleans at Eldridge Park, the last time Drew Summers was on the mound in a 6-2 win, that he was leaving the slider a little too much over the plate, and Orleans was hitting it in the most harmless spots in the field where no one could really get to the baseball, physically, that is. We've seen a lot of great plays defensively, but Summers was struggling a little bit in the first. But you know what? Something that stood out to me, he was able to get out of the jams. And if he can get out of the jams, then the Commodores will take that. And they have to take it to their advantage offensively to help out their southpaw on the mound. Like you said, has not given up a run yet this season.
So the Dores sending one of their stronger arms tonight to the mound to try to break out of a winless streak against these Harbor Hawks. The Dores are 0-3 so far this season against Hyannis, looking for their first win since June of last season against this team. But opposing Summers tonight, Logan, is the starter for Hyannis, Zach Volker.
Yeah, you talked about a pitcher, Drew Summers, getting out of jams that was created by him. We have a Long Beach State dirtbag that is able to do that in Jerron Watts-Brown, but Zach Volker, Long Beach State, wasn't able to do that this season with a 6.05 ERA, 4-4 record, and it was his first real season of college ball because in 2 seasons in JUCO ball, he did not play due to the season being canceled because of COVID. So they're hoping to continue that trend tonight against a Hyannis pitching staff that realistically has been very fine. We saw last week Magdiel Kodo realistically shut out the Commodores, as really his only run that he gave up was a solo shot to Alex Mooney. So they're going to have to be really picky and attack early, especially in the top of the first inning, because that proves to be successful on the road, especially against a Western Division team.
Well, Volker trying to continue the trend of strong Harbor Hawks pitching, and the Dores trying to reverse the trend of yesterday's game when they fell behind early against the Brewster Whitecaps and couldn't pull out of an early hole. So you have the teams and you have the stakes. The Dores trying to make up ground in the Western Division, and the Harbor Hawks trying to keep up the chase for first place, staring down the Cotuit Cavaliers, who are right above them. You can catch today's game at 6 p.m. on the Falmouth Commodores YouTube channel and radio network today. Trey Redfield will have the play-by-play, and Logan Soforenko will have the color. I'll be handling field reporter duties today at McKeon Park. But this has been Opening the Door, and we'll see you for first pitch soon.